Hey strugglers, Truth Dog here, internet's favorite talking dog, back at it with another video. Today it's going to be kind of a hodgepodge of clips. I'm going to mainly focus on one person, but this is just something I noticed yesterday, and I put it down in the comments section, and only one person liked it. It was something I noticed 9 minutes 29, and we'll just take you there. I want to get your guys' opinion because no one on the internet cared.
It was not for Pyramid.
Okay, now we're about to see this dude's pupils, Scott Kramer. He does some okay videos. He's not a truther channel by any means. But anyway, I thought his pupils here were gigantic, and I want to get your guys' opinion on this.
You want to be on card sharks?
Oh, jeez. That.
Oh man, the lighting here sucks. Okay, there we go. Is it me, or are they just gigantic? The lighting really isn't doing it any favors, but they're seriously like that. And like, this guy doesn't strike me as a druggie, and I know that when people are, you know, in a good mood or whatever, when they're happy, their pupils dilate, they become bigger and whatnot, but is it me or is that just like cartoonish? There's almost no color there. It's almost all iris. So yeah, put down in the comments section below if you agree or disagree. If you think those are just gigantic pupils, and also, is it possible to do drugs and get pupils that are that gigantic?
Oh, geez, was me realizing I don't know anything about the show that I'm being considered for. So Card Sharks.
So anyway, that's the first thing. But we're going to focus on this review bra character. This guy, I think, is a time traveler, and I watched this video whenever it was new. I'm not subscribed to this fella here. When was this? Last year. Okay, so I watched this sometime last year when I wasn't making videos. Let me just get that ready. And this is like a good example of just shilling, not just like you know, Alex Jones style shilling, but just regular, average, corporate shilling. And we'll get a look at him first.
This is. Review.
So for those who aren't aware, this guy's shtick is that he reviews fast food products in his car, usually wearing a suit. I mean, I get that's like the extent of the entertainment of his videos. That he's eating shitty food and he's dressed for success. That's literally as entertaining as it gets. But for some reason, and I would imagine it's because the world is infested with mindless NPC drones, he's very, very popular. And the comments are just as brain dead as the content. Oh, actually, they're worse than the content in his videos. But anyway, if you look at this character, he might look familiar if you haven't seen him before, because he looks exactly like the singer Lord. And this is just an example of how reptilians use skin suits when they come here on Earth. As I said, I think that there's like something more to these particular characters who wear these suits, because it's like, I've said it before, it's like in a video game how you go to you create a custom character and they've got all those default characters and whatnot. I really do believe that these reptilians are just incredibly lazy and barely even modifying the default characters when they come to Earth, either through time travel or whatever means they have. They're not incarnating in the same way that regular people are coming here. I do believe that these clowns are part of the Illuminati, and they have these fake bodies that are made out of you know, like video game default custom characters. So there we go. That's just a little bit of insight. Another bit of backstory I have with this review bra character is that I used to post on page Cinemassacre, which is where the angry video game nerd does his videos. It's like the page is actually owned by Mike Matei, James's friend, who's a total psycho. But yeah, I used to like try to call Mike Matei out, and all my comments got blocked, and I've just been like shadow banned from that entire channel. But before when I was like dragging poor Matei's name through the mud, I got a random comment from this guy, Review Bra. Like, he commented on on my comment that like had no likes or anything, just shitting on Mike Matei, and he was basically agreeing with me, which like was the creepiest thing, because I'm like, dude, your channel has millions of views. This was like before Truth Dog. This was before all that. This was like 5 years ago. I didn't even do YouTube. I didn't really have a channel at all. And he came out of nowhere, read my comment and replied to it. And that's very rare for a comment creator of that size to put their name against slander. But he agreed, and that's one of those moments thinking back where it's like, okay, does this guy know who I am? Does he watch me? Like, it goes into that theory they showed it in South Park, and of course the Truman Show, how the Matrix that we live in is just some sort of like reality TV show for aliens. It's just, you know, they love watching us fight and kill each other and get depressed and blow our brains out and all that sort of stuff. They think it's great. So just one theory, throwing it out there, that this review bra character is one of the Matrix producers or something. And he was like, he was like just abusing his power and showed, hey, you know, I read your comments, somehow I'm commenting, I know you, or something like that. I don't know, maybe I'm delusional, maybe I dreamt it. Anyway, so we'll get into this video. Hopefully the content of this video is interesting. Yeah, so one other thing, just like as I was saying, this is a skin suit. Here's another example. This guy, I don't watch Doctor Who because I'm not a gay nerd, but this guy, this Matt Smith, Mr. Smith, you know, Smith, Jewish surname, he annoys the shit out of me. Just his face alone annoys the shit out of me. This is an example of one of those like default character skins. Almost looks like a rubber mask. I've even watched this guy in action in an interview. He's just a pathological liar. He tells this just bullshit stories, and he's just an arsehole, arrogant, fake piece of shit. And you know, he strikes me as a real pedophile. I'll say that much. Kind of reminds me of that Bill Nye, the pedo guy. Jesus Christ, my videos are liable. Thank God nobody watches them. But anyway, that's just an example. I've literally, like, surely you've met at least one or two people in your life that has looked virtually identical to this guy, the same way that the review bra looks just like our Lord and Savior. Yeah, so there you go. There's one example, and another example of a fucking face that I just can't stand. Just, you know, like how they say that the face, you just want to, you just want to punch them in the face, kind of people. This fucking little piece of work, this Tom Holland, C-U-N-T. I cannot stand his face. I just want to frickin' punch it. And he's another little pathological lying shit. Reptilian default character, skin suit, lazy looking, just generic, not NPC, just so generic, so bland, and just completely full of himself. One of those types. So see how like rubbery and just, I don't know, just stock looking he is. So he plays Spider-Man. He is incredibly annoying, little shit. But yeah, so there we go. Let's get into this.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone watching. I'm your host, the Report of the Week, and welcome to another installment of...
He seriously talks like this the whole time. He's like a 1950s broadcaster. He's like, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the show. Tonight we have a fantastic treat for you. The Beatles will be performing on Ed Sullivan. Ladies and gentlemen, he's just like, you know, it's so outdated. Like, people don't talk like... He literally talks like this. It's not a character. It's like his real voice. I mean, maybe he's putting it on slightly, but this is really how this guy talks. This is really how what he's going with his hair. Looks like a vampire.
The unnamed drink series. That's right, it is still here. It is still around. It's kind of lurking in the shadows for the most part, but it is back. And, oh boy, is it back, indeed. And
this guy's also really good at, like, just talking crap. He's really good at reaching the 10-minute mark. He's even better than old Truth Dog. But the point of this video is it's Coke versus Pepsi, right? And it's, I forget how it pans out, but I'm pretty sure it's sponsored by Coke. No, it's actually sponsored by Pepsi. So this is how these shield videos work. Like, they review things, they give them good reviews, and then they start becoming sponsored by, you know, hey, will you review our latest burger or whatever? We'll pay you $10. I mean, this isn't incredibly woke. I guess I just want to throw this asshole under the bus.
This is a big viewer request, and it's something that really I've had going on. You know, I've had this idea for it for a while, and finally we have the chance to implement it, and I'm pretty excited about it, to be honest.
I'm pretty excited about it, to be honest. And did you see the tongue flick there? Anyway, let's get into. He just goes on and on. Basically, one of these is Coke, and one of these is Pepsi. He's going to blindfold himself. Yeah, that's completely foolproof. You can't just look under the friggin' thing anyway. Not that he has to, because it's all completely staged. You got the X and Y chromosome because I don't know, he's a tranny or something. I don't know if that. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. He's a tranny. That's official. You can quote Truth Dog on that one.
There's the soda-only diet. But, you know, it is a culture of soda. People love it. And, of course, you have vicious competition all throughout.
Oh, that's another thing. Coke versus Pepsi. It's the red versus blue thing. You know, you combine red and blue. That's purple. That's the Illuminati. You know, the royal. The color of the Illuminati is royal purple. Blah blah blah. So you have all this fake competition. You know, Democrats versus Republicans. It's all red versus blue. They're two sides of the same coin. They're actually pretending to be competitors to spur on competition, divide and conquer. Blah blah blah.
Where you have, of course, Coca-Cola. You have Pepsi. And then you have, you know...
It'd be interesting if that is Pepsi and that is Coca-Cola, because it shows it's definitive proof that he knew which one was which. I mean, he does, but I can't, like, none of the people who watch this know that. It's just so stupid.
The knockoff supermarket, be able to, you know, easily see, oh, yeah, well, I know this one's Coke, and so on and so forth.
He gestured to the opposite there one.
Folded,
So he said, I know this one's Coke, so let's see which one is which.
Applied.
Okay.
His mum helped him with his blindfold there, just like she does at bedtime.
How's that feel?
Well, it's high fashion, I guess is the best way to describe it.
Oh, you could tell that one was Pepsi by the psst, psst. And by the way, don't drink any of this shit. They put Centamix in it. That's aborted fetal skin cell tissue. They put human blood into this stuff. They wanna basically turn you all into a cannibal, make you accountable. You know, it's bad for your health, bad for your vibration, bad for karma, all that sort of stuff.
Thank you.
The reason I said that thing is there's a subliminal in Britney Spears' song, which is at Gimme More. At the very, because she was sponsored by Pepsi, right, at the time. And at the start of the song, when she starts singing, every time they turn the lights down, her voice makes this sound. And I believe that's a deliberate subliminal. It sounds exactly like cracking open a Pepsi. When she starts singing, I can't play it because I'll be copywritten. But if you have that song, if you've heard that song, go check it out. At the very start, when she starts singing, every time they turn the lights down, her voice makes a sound that's like a Pepsi cracking open. Not even kidding.
Oh my gosh, I'm nervous for this. I'm wondering what you're gonna pick. Everyone, now before he chooses, tell me what you think he's gonna pick, okay?
They say that shit to get more comments. You know, the more comments, the higher your video appears in the algorithm, recommended videos, whatever.
I will be into it. This is good. I haven't had the chance
I'm
to
so
try
nervous,
it.
I'm shaking.
No, it's all good. And McDonald's is always solid. They have a good breakfast.
See hear that? He just like he's literally owned by all these companies. He's probably like part of the families who owns these friggin' places. He just said like McDonald's always does a good breakfast. It's like he's shilling for products outside of the product he's shilling for.
I think I'm done.
But that's how you get wealthy, kids.
It's okay.
You sell out.
All right, can I remove the blindfold?
Let me check, make sure these are level.
So she's poured it. He's going to remove the blindfold and give his
Now, good luck.
honest taste
I wish
test.
the best of luck to both Coke and Pepsi stock. I hope neither one of them form after this.
See, no matter what, like I said, they're both technically the same company. Either way, it's a plug for both of them.
All right, fingers crossed for no market crash after this. Thank you very much
Bye
for
for
all that
now.
you've done.
Well, that was
Thank you.
prophetic.
Okay, so we have the two right here, as you saw. In one of them is Coca-Cola, and one of them is Pepsi.
So that's the
Now, like
Pepsi,
you
that's
saw,
the
that
Coke.
was a 100% authentic blindfold. I could not see, to be honest. I don't know if there's pink residue.
Shut up. Wait, what's going on now? So he's tried that. Now he's trying that one. That's the Coke.
do again because I want maximum efficiency.
You just want to reach the 10-minute mark. Oh, by the way, for those who don't know, that 10-minute mark thing, I'm always joking about that. I don't put ads on my videos. But to reach the 10-minute mark on YouTube, you get to put two commercials on your video if you get a video over 10 minutes. That's why I'm always joking about reaching the 10-minute mark. I don't do that on purpose. I don't care about that stuff. The only reason my videos go for so long is because I ramble and rant.
Break the monotony. We'll try this one once more, and then we'll just try that one, and then we'll get to the analysis. May as well for the
See his tongue thing again?
I should mention, of course, I have the new podcast that's out. You know the way it goes.
If you take away all the sponsorships and plugs and filibustering from this video, it has literally zero content.
You can check it out. youtube.com/VORW podcast.
But this is what NPCs love, apparently, somehow.
On Spotify.
I guess because it doesn't trigger them with
Stitcher,
thought.
Google Play, SoundCloud, Pocket Casts, all
Blah
the
blah
things.
blah blah
Search it.
blah 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 blah. He can't get enough of that bloody baby blood, can he?
Okay. We did it. The proceedings went by.
And of course, like, this is the other thing that I should have pointed out earlier. Most of you are probably thinking this anyway. It is so easy to tell the difference between Pepsi and Coke. I don't drink this shit anymore. I literally refuse to. If someone put a gun up to my head and tried to make me drink a Pepsi or Coke, I'd probably refuse. I would welcome death. I would refuse to drink any of this fucking shit. But I used to be asleep and I used to drink this stuff, and it is so easy to tell the difference. Coke is really, really fizzy, and Pepsi is like less fizzy and sweeter. It's so incredible. You can even probably smell the difference. This guy like drinks this stuff with like nearly every meal. Somehow he still looks like this, because it's one thing with like non-humans. I really don't think they put on the weight the same way that a human will. A lot of it has to do with stress and whatnot. A person who is real is stressed in this world, and stress is something that prohibits you from losing weight. You're far more likely to put on weight when you're in a low vibration. So these guys, they're happy all day because they're getting their friggin' dopamine from every single facet you can imagine in society. So they're shedding. They're like they don't put on weight, is what I'm trying to say.
And now it's time to get to business. So
Finally.
I was taking some notes. I'm going all serious here.
It's full of shit. He's trying to make
So
it
I
look
have
scientific
drink
and
one,
real. It's
that's
not.
this one. And drink two.
That's obviously
this one.
Pepsi, obviously Coke, right?
So, just kind of the first thing. Both of them taste like soda. Now that has been
What?
established, drink one I think is more on the smooth side. I think it's a bit smoother. Now I don't know how well this is really displaying on the camera. This one looks like it's more on the carbonated side. This one it still is, mind you, but it's not as harsh.
See, that's true from my experience, that Coke is more harsh tasting, but it's got more of a hit. Coke is also the one that they advertise. You know, Coke's obviously the right choice between, you know, it's like the lesser of two evils or whatever when it comes to that sort of thing. They're both evil. I'm starting to wonder if this video is sponsored by Coke or Pepsi. Anyway. Hopefully my audience
taste,
isn't.
Texture, it just seems to have, it's just more smoother. That's the best way to describe it. And when
More smoother.
I drink, I always like for it to be a little bit more on the smooth side. It's also a little bit more watery, which again, that kind of, I think, adds to the smoothness to it.
God, this is boring.
You know, you can just kind of, even though this one might be a little more flavorful, this kind of just hits you like a wall. This one is a little bit more like a gentle absorption.
So he's describing Coke there. That's literally, and this could be like a form of gaslighting, deliberately telling people the opposite of what their senses tell them. So he's describing Coke and Pepsi accurately, and I do remember what happens now. He ends up saying that this is Coke. So what he's trying to do is try to make people think that Pepsi tastes just as good as Coke, because obviously Pepsi sales are lower than Coke sales, trying to boost Coke sales by telling people that Coke tastes like Pepsi, when it doesn't. It's just, that's gaslighting 101.
The best way to put it. So, I mean, seeing that, to be honest, if I even had to take a guess, I mean, like in my mind, I'm thinking right now,
Mm-hmm.
If I had to take a guess, I would have to say I think this one would probably be Coca-Cola,
See what I mean? Such shit.
and I think this one would be Pepsi.
Immediately disqualifies his credibility as a food and drink reviewer if he can't tell the difference. But like I said, it's all done on purpose. It's all done to promote Pepsi and to also gaslight people's taste buds. You're literally going to have NPCs saying that they now think that Pepsi tastes like Coke and blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's really how it works. He's a programmer. He's
Sure.
Illuminati.
You know, that's what my guess would be. Let's do the big reveal, and let's see which one is which. And you might be saying, review, bro, can't you see over the top? No, I can't. I have no idea which one.
What a load of shit. He
Alright,
almost
so let's
certainly
do
can.
this. Let's remove them and see what's what. No way. No way. Wow.
What a commercial, huh?
Isn't that something?
It's
Isn't
something,
that
all right.
something?
Yeah, it's something.
You know, you learn something new. Wow, you know, that got me. That really got me. That
So
is,
anyway, that's
you know, that's a true blind taste test right there, where I was all for this one, and I was thinking to myself, that has to be Coca-Cola.
so
Like,
stupid.
you know, there has
But
to
anyway, that's just my point. There's no real need to
Yeah, I
drag
thought
this on
that
any
was
longer
bad.
than he
It had to
does.
be- It had to be the Coca-Cola.
I can't believe he keeps talking about it for that much longer. But that's just outrageous to me. That's one of many examples how this guy is just a complete and utter shill, complete bullshit, gaslighting people, lying to people, sponsored up the wazoo. And of course, I'm just saying this because I'm jealous. But anyway, there's his merch if you want to go buy it, look like an idiot in public. And just to finish here, let's look at some of the comments. Right, see, this is all NPC shit. Like, you're not going to find anyone pointing out how this is just bullshit. Oh, what? Okay, I've never noticed that, but maybe Snoop Dogg is one of these Lord review bra skin suit dudes. Wouldn't be surprised, although I honestly don't see it. But anyway, I don't think his mum is a human being. She's even wearing a suit. Yeah, a skin suit. I could probably get another 10 minutes out of this. But anyway, that's it. You get it. So, you know, Coke's bad for you. Pepsi's bad for you. It's got human DNA in it, and apparently they taste the same. So you learn something new every day. This has been Truth Dog. Hope you have a good one. Truth Dog out. Woof woof.